Hi, Chief Eric Upson of the Benicia Police Department here today. Today we're talking about our false alarm program that we're rolling out effective December 4th. This is a critical program for us. False alarms take an enormous toll on our staff time, and on the community safety overall. We responded to about 1,500 false alarms last year. This takes a great deal of staff away from other tasks such as proactively patrolling our city and effectively responding to crimes in progress. As well as I'm sitting here in the communications center for a reason, because it takes a toll on our dispatchers, the amount of time and effort that is put into responding to these false alarms, and it's really unnecessary. So we're hoping that our false alarm program will help reduce those calls. We want to reduce those calls by 50% in the coming calendar year, and it's going to take your active participation and help in making this program a success. Ultimately, what it comes down to is really asking our community members to take an active role in managing their alarm systems in a responsible way, and so they're not a drain on the resources of this department, and taking those resources away from the ability to effectively respond to crimes in progress and proactively patrol our city. So the alarm program has kind of two facets to it. First is actual registration. So people will now have to register their alarms if they have an alarm, both if the alarm's connected to an alarm company or if it's just a standalone alarm with an audible alarm, they'll still need to register. And that will provide critical information to our communication center staff in terms of our response to alarm calls. And it also really encourages people to do a good job managing their alarm system. They have to make a conscious decision. I want this alarm system, I want it working, I want it operational, I want it to be effective, and so I'm going to take an active role in managing my alarm system, and that's why we have the registration system. So yes, the fines have been restructured. So essentially the way it used to be is you got 3 free false alarms in a year, and then your 4th alarm was a $50 fine. Now that has changed, so if your alarm is registered, you do get your 1st alarm free, but subsequent to that your 2nd alarm would be $100, your 3rd would be $200, and your 4th would be $300, and it would continue to be $300 for every false alarm after that. So it has gone up substantially, and again, that's really to reinforce the importance of managing your alarm system properly, ensuring your system is working, and taking really an aggressive hands-on approach to managing that system so it works properly and doesn't take our staff resources away from important work out on the street. Without registering, if you don't register, you're going to be potentially subject to a $100 fine if we respond to an active alarm at a home or business and you are not registered. Also, if you do not register, you are not eligible for the 1st alarm being free. So if you don't register your alarm system and we respond to a false alarm, you will pay for the false alarm. There will be no free for 1st alarm. So false alarms have been an incredible problem for us for many, many years. It's actually our #1 call for service. We respond to about approximately 1,500 false alarms in the course of a year. And you think about that, that's a 2-officer response to those calls for service. So it takes an incredible number of staff hours away from doing good, proactive police work that they need to be doing to respond to these false alarms. About 98% of our alarms are false alarms. And it's just too many for an organization like this, and it takes away from the safety of the community. And so we are really making a conscious effort to get people to properly manage their alarms and be involved in managing that alarm system in partnership with us to ensure that our staff aren't pulled away unnecessarily, which detracts from the safety of the entire community. Conveniently, we've placed a link on the Benicia Police website, and you can simply go to that link and it will walk you through the process of registering. You'll be able to pay online as well, and it is a fairly straightforward process. If you cannot do that online, then you can always come down to the police department and we'll help you through the process in terms of letting you know how to get your alarm registered. Yeah, so we also, in terms of notification, we do want to let everyone know that they will be receiving letters if they have an alarm that's registered with an alarm company here in Benicia. They'll be getting a letter soon that will also talk to them about the process and how to register. So we just want to alert everyone that those letters aren't scammed. Those letters are coming out, and they'll see those letters in the mail soon. So alarm systems can be part of a very comprehensive kind of security approach to better securing your home or business. They can be very effective if used properly and properly managed. And if we can also get that false alarm number down, then that system becomes actually an effective part of a security approach to, as I said, both residences and businesses. They can be very useful, and we're happy to, if people have questions about that, about how to better secure their home or business, both in terms of alarms or other things, we're happy to come help people with that, answer questions. We do have experts in the department that are well trained on how to better secure homes and businesses. First and foremost, you want to talk to your alarm professional about the kinds of things that you, for your particular home or business, need to think about in terms of preventing false alarms. For instance, if you have pets, that's a very significant factor in false alarms. You know, if you have motion sensors, how do you place your motion sensors? How do you perhaps not activate your motion sensors if your pets are home alone? Those sorts of things. You need to kind of get those questions answered, and you can again work with your alarm professional to get those questions answered so you can prevent the false alarms. The other big one is mechanical. It's just really keeping your system up to date, ensuring your batteries have been changed, that as technology ages, that maybe you replace it. It's just, again, being active and involved in your alarm system and making sure it's working the way it's supposed to. I just want to thank the community for partnering with us in this important project. This project will serve to make the community safer. If we can reduce our number of false alarms substantially, we can save hundreds and hundreds of staff hours and divert those hours to really proactive police work, to more effective response to crimes in progress and prevention of crimes. And we really, our goal is to reduce that number by 50% over the next calendar year. And it's going to take partnership with you and the community to make that happen.